shot right in front of Moans, and Campbell made the save.
Klima catching up. He's in. She scores. Klima.
And a center shot. Score! The New Jersey Devils have won the Stanley Cup. It's held in a shot. Save. Klima.
This tournament started with 240 teams and over 1,000 games had to be simulated. Each franchise sent 8 teams. Those 8 teams battled it out to be named the best in their franchise's history. These are those teams now. Once again, these teams are the best in their respected franchise's history. They have also earned the right to represent their franchise in the 30-team tournament. Teams were then split into 4 groups based on their current division. In the division group play, teams played a round-robin tournament, with the 4 best teams in each group and then playing a 7-game playoff. For the Central Division, the Dallas Stars won the group play going 5-1, but in the playoff, the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Dallas Stars and St. Louis Blues in 7 games to secure a spot in the final. In the Metropolitan, the group play was won by the Washington Capitals, who went 6-1, but in the playoff, the Islanders won big and secured their spot for the finals. In the group play for the Pacific Division, the Vancouver Canucks won out, winning all 6 of their games, but in the playoff, the Calgary Flames beat both the Canucks and Edmonton Oilers to move on to the finals. In the Atlantic Division, the Montreal Canadiens won their group going 5-2, but in the playoffs they did not lose a single game, sweeping the Bruins and Detroit Red Wings to secure their spot in the finals. The 88-89 Flames are one of the teams that I view as the best of all time for sure. They finished 54-17-9 while winning the Smythe Division. They were led by Hall of Famers Joe Mullen, Doug Gilmour, Joe Nieuwendyk, and Al MacInnis, and should be Hall of Famers Haka Lube and Mike Vernon. The team would win the Stanley Cup in 6 games against the Montreal Canadiens, giving NHL legend Lanny McDonald his only Stanley Cup. The lockout might have shortened their season, but the 2012-2013 Chicago Blackhawks showed something special in their short time. This included 30 straight games of them earning at least 1 point. The team finished with a final record of 36-7-5, led by the same core who led their dynasty of Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Patrick Sharp, Marian Hossa, Duncan Keith, and Brent Seabrook. Their goaltending also doesn't get the love it deserves. Corey Crawford and Ray Emery were better than a brick wall in 2012. The Hawks would cap off the season winning the Stanley Cup in 6 games against the Boston Bruins. The only Final Four team to not win a cup is the 77-78 Islanders. They won 48 games, had 17 losses, and 5 ties, winning the Patrick's Division. The team had 5 Hall of Famers with Brian Trottier, Dennis Potvin, Mike Bossy, Clark Gillies, and goaltender Billy Smith, and a lot of good players with Bob Nystrom, JV Parise, and Bob Bourne. The team was eliminated in 7 games in the first round by the Maple Leafs. There is not a franchise more historic in the NHL than the Montreal Canadiens. The team with 24 Stanley Cups having one of the best teams of all time is not a surprise, but the best is the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens. They finished 68-12, winning the Norris Division. The team features 9 Hall of Famers, which include Guy Lafleur, Steve Shutt, Larry Robinson, and Ken Dryden. This was also before most of them were even in their primes. Along with some of the best depth you'll ever see, they only lost 2 games in the playoffs, and the Canadiens would win the Stanley Cup, sweeping the Bruins. The semifinals were extremely close. Both series went to 7 games, but in the end, the Calgary Flames and the Montreal Canadiens move on to the final. In a third place game, the Hawks would take down the Islanders in 6 games. The best NHL team of all time is the 1976-1977 Montreal Canadiens, sweeping the Calgary Flames. Guy Lafleur dominated and showed no mercy, while Ken Dryden allowed only 4 goals the entire series. Enjoy it, Half fans. You may have lost the Subban trade, but you won a tournament that holds no value to anyone but myself. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, and check out the subreddit. Check out my last video. It's a parody of the NHL player safety videos, and this time PK Subban gets suspended. Speaking of him, again, thanks for watching. Peace.